guests that we have here from the education sector, policy makers, from the government side, from advocates, people that can actually talk more, for many to know more about this Usher syndrome. I think it's time the whole of Africa begin to talk more about this.
Is to achieve a common goal of all-round inclusion and total integration for every Nigerian with deaf blindness, that all individuals with deaf blindness so far identified have gathered.
And to tell you that the commissioner has started recognizing the blind association.
Somebody who is deaf and who are physically impairment also can still work, can still learn to life, and so can still communicate, can still kill people, can still make that visual connection. Are we together? Cannot separate a person from things. A blind man cannot see things around, but can still connect with people, which is the most important thing. That ability to connect with your fellow man as a social animal. But deafness separates a person from people. And when you are separated from people, what can you do? There's nothing you can do without people. No matter how good you are, what you do. If you look at it from that angle, you might say that deafness has more implication for a person than blindness. But now when you say blindness separates a person from things, deafness separates a person from people, now who can put it together for their blindness?
They are more with the Deaf Association. And the fact is, Deaf Association also involve people who are deaf and hard of hearing and who are deaf blind people too.
But you see mostly around, you see one interpreter, one deaf blind. That is because we have very few interpreters for now who can work with the deaf blind.
Your nation is special. If I go to the nation of Dr. Koyibo and pick the look whether you must know that every person with ability have the law of human compensation. What do I mean? Well, special education is here. You know, I as a deaf man can see better than you. However, I'm not looking.
Only it or our own imagination to try to see how things should be. And so what you see with some deaf blind is what they conceive and how they can do things. Why? Because nobody got the information, the skills, the knowledge across to them. It is not intellectual disability. It is simply because they were not exposed, they were not taught. That's just.
And we just passed them this morning. So let me start with the children living with deaf blindness. But before we do so, let me say something about Deaf Blind International. Because Deaf Blind International, DBI, is indeed the point of connection in deaf blindness worldwide.
Deaf blind. Okay? Now, in this case now, the two ladies are the deaf blind. Okay? Now, first, close your eye and let your eye remain closed, please. Second, turn around like 5 or 6 times. Turn around 5 or 6 times.
With your eyes closed.
Okay?
Alright, it's okay, it's okay.
Now, each of you ladies have to try to locate your partner. And you must not talk, and you must not use that mode of communication. Try to locate and recognize your partner.
We are
Earmark for the video unveiled to you. Then you can try talking to them.
no laughing, no laughing, no laughing.
Don't talk. Don't talk.
About their blindness, marvelous body of persons with disability. May God help us so that we achieve tremendous progress about their blindness in Nigeria, Africa, and the entire world. Thank you.
Thank you, friends.
Each and every one of you present here just Yoruba used to say, "Ènìyàn ni aṣọ mi." Ni aṣọ mi. It's supposed to translate Shalom for his dedication. When I came into here, I didn't expect a way to from across the country. Here we are, because of Shalom. Thank you very much for telling me this. We are glad that we are here to witness what is happening today. And on behalf of my head, we wish to God mercy. We need people to hold it.
Please give an applause. Thank you. The vision is clear. The vision is clear. The logo is clear. So the vision.
This is the logo.
Yes.
They have got to fortunately.
They're blind support initiative criteria.
Yes, very well.
Yes.
So the vision is clear. For those of us who cannot see, I will read the vision. A society where persons with deaf blindness have equal access to exercise of. Yes. Oh, Lord, thank you so much.
All of us will take the lesson we learn here. Help to identify deaf blind in Nigeria so that together we can give them hope. Thank you once again, Mr. I was telling us and the Lord has really come. No more going back. No more dying.
The worst situation with him was to defecate and eat because there was no food for him. But eventually when we went and found the situation, we brought him back to school. And as we brought him back to school, you know, white people are always interested in this kind of thing. Some Germans came and intervened. They trained him in craft. He became good at his craft, and then they will paste it on cards and put some writings in German indicating who did this craft work. They have to work harder, or else you will end up achieving nothing. The process of seeing and hearing complement and enhance each other. You know, when you see, when you hear, it makes you understand things better in life, but unfortunately, the deaf-blind persons lack this experience. Next, quickly. So the combined dysfunction of two senses of the vision and hearing results in a more disabling condition of the person. This condition limits or restricts full participation in society. Honestly, you imagine you are deaf, you have no contact or participation in any societal thing. How will the world be for you? Interpersonal communication languages and approaches used by deaf people include spoken language. There are those of them that speak. I mean, Solomon speaks, so I hear him. You know, when his interpreters are interpreting to him, he could be talking so that I hear him. Then we have sign languages. And these sign languages differ, they vary. We have the tactile sign languages, the one that we are seeing here. The deaf-blind person holds the other person's wrist and feels their movement as they sign. Next.
To have, and also try to get ways of cope with this and live with it. So,
I mean, once a child is detected earlier, there are ways you handle him educationally. I'm talking of education. You know, this is a professor of education, not medicine. My reason for including this is that if medical science today can achieve that, then we need to collaborate with medical personnel to see the possibility, how possible that could happen in Nigeria if it has not started, so that we make the life of our children with Usher syndrome better, that is deaf-blind people better. The earlier we attend to them, the better. Okay? I cannot tell you exactly whether we have started that in Nigeria, but the present day science has given.
So my point is, people who always complain that accessibility accommodation is very expensive for the deaf-blind, and the same for persons who are disabled. But the truth is, you know, society and the world at large always give accommodation and access to persons who are not, you know, not persons with disability, more than persons with disability. So I want Professor to help us advocate that the society give it accommodation and access.
I think that's our main mandate here, and that's what we should publicize in this nation. So more for that.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Balogun. One thing I want to challenge is now let me continue myself.
Another way. Am I right? We all try to find another way to get out of here. That's how it is. But for you to say you cannot get information into the eye and to the ear until you decide that the brain cannot learn, the brain still is always there. The talent, the skill, everything is always there. And the whole world is missing all that because they don't know how to drag it out.
Assistive technology devices. Then physical therapy for balance issues. The next is support, financial support in getting those things in place. And apart from that, Language and Design Non-Inclusive Organization conducted the research. I'm going to share that in time permits among health workers. And be the one responsible for this. It's a cancer cell. You need to get it out immediately, and that was what saved their life. The same thing applies to this condition. So if there's anything we need to shout out, we need to, appeal to all the people in power. When I say power, not only government, the health sector, those who control the economy, who have the economic power that can finance this issue. It is that
advocates on this issue of deaf blindness.
What do we do?
So what we will do now is we look into disability law, find a relevant area that match your accommodation, your need. Then you need a tactile interpreter program. You target it. One.
With everybody we register, we get to know between now and next month when the books are out of the press, and everybody will have the chance to get a copy. And for the deaf blind in Greater Africa, everybody is invited to submit paper, and the deadline for submission, as indicated in the flyer for the conference, is 31st of October 2024.
Both in our legal system, the judiciary, the National Assembly members, the media, everybody, the medical sector needs them. So by the time we introduce this in large numbers, the NLDC can do that. But let me also give him an opportunity that Piers is eager to devote one or two information.
So this is to say that when we are actually trying to give out these recommended assistive technologies or devices, we should make a lot of assessments, medical assessments, that we actually detect that yes, this person needs this device. Then
I went to see the child. The mother told me that the child has had more than 50 lesson teachers and none stays 1 week. I told the mother that I will teach this child, and the day I don't come, the child will burn down the whole house. The mother said it's not possible. I said, then allow me to walk in my way. I first of all went to the school where the child studies, which is Mariam Babangida School. Talked, we met the woman, allowed us access to the school. I went to the school, I got the lesson teacher. I now told the parents that this child is visually impaired. Go and work on the eyes. What does this child like? You said, I know the governor will be like, what are these people doing? He went upstairs. He couldn't stay. He came down again. And when he came down, this girl was now walking. He stood at the back for 10 minutes. The girl had cerebral palsy. You see how with more than 10 hand keys, packing saliva, but he's still playing. It's what we do. And
when you talk about persons with disability, nobody can do everything. No human being. We all have our special areas, our talent, our skills, and that's what we use. I proudly tell anybody that I scored F9 in my WAEC in mathematics. I'm not ashamed of it. Why should I be? I will be. If you can show me any human being who can do everything. I scored F9 in mathematics, and yet I graduated from my first degree, the best of myself. What did I tell you? I'm a guy with intellectual disability. This guy cannot read, he cannot write, but just let him think for you. Every one of us have our own special area. Why do we spend so much time? Why do we waste so much energy looking on areas where people are not so good? It doesn't profit anybody. If you identify a skill, use that skill to develop the individual and to develop the society. Just with any impairment. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It can occur during pregnancy. It can occur during delivery. I hope we know that. During pregnancy, a child in the womb, they can struggle for survival and they may notch the umbilical cord, especially when there is multiple births. Oxygen supply to those children from the mother will cut. Sometimes we have placenta detachment, a situation whereby the placenta comes out before the baby. It's also a problem. That's to tell you the importance of a mother to a child. Whatever you take affects the child. Whatever you do, one of maternal fall, a woman falls down with the stomach while pregnant. If the man lies, let him jump from an upstairs. It will not affect the baby. But let the mother jump, it will affect the baby. So the mother is the owner of the baby, and that's why most of the times, even we as we are struggling, is mommy, mommy, mommy. Do you hear that before?
Just mention of Usher syndrome, Usher syndrome, Usher syndrome, and we connect directly Usher syndrome with deaf blindness. I am telling you on good authority with verifiable facts that Usher syndrome is just one of the causes of deaf blindness. In fact, statistically, about 35% of persons with deaf blindness are those ones caused by Usher syndrome. That Usher syndrome led to. We have child syndrome as another cause. Then we have Armstrong syndrome as another cause. So please, don't let us be carried away by just Usher syndrome. It is just one. Statistically as well, age-related Usher syndrome, deaf blindness, after research, it's been confirmed, it's been proven that about 45% of persons with deaf blindness is as a result of age relationship. That is, when as you age, of course, organs in the body starts to get weakened. And before you know what is happening, your hearing, your seeing, your taste, and every other organ starts to get weak. So please, have that at the back of your mind. Who you say you are. And you will be addressed based on the way you address yourself. Because an argument just now.
Those who know me better bear with me that I have never identified myself as a person with physical disability. I always identify myself as persons with disability. If I may cite a small example, last month, an organization, some of the leaders are here. They are trying to give persons with disabilities a small grant. But what they said, they want us to send different detailed products, different clusters. I ordered the head of cluster not to send because we have a unique voice, we have an umbrella organization. If they want to send anything, let them send it to the account of umbrella organization. More than a month we are up to now they do not send, and we cannot send different cluster organization. Why? Because
faith requires all doing. A testimony comes from the reward of faith. I walk constantly, no matter where I find myself, I'm striving. And because He sees me striving, He blesses my effort with success. That's where religion works.
Yeah, for deaf blindness is a society wherein persons with deaf blindness have equal access to exercise their fundamental human rights and equal opportunities to maximize intrinsic.
A for what? L for what? International for what? And the last but not the least, the time is what? That is 5 years old. Congratulations. What? Yes. B stands for what? S for what? I for what? And the last letter N for Nigeria. Nigeria. Congratulations. Now,
named Victor, he has hearing impairment.
What do you know about deaf blindness before this conference?
Not before now. I really have little or no understanding about deaf blindness. I don't really communicate, so I didn't really know. But now I have a lot of understanding and awareness about deaf blindness.
Okay. What have you learned about deaf blindness and the abilities of person with deaf blindness?
Well, I've seen that deaf blindness is not a disability, it's an ability, and that they could, as a deaf blind, it could still be useful in your environment. You can still make a whole lot of impact. You can actually achieve what people that are normal can achieve. You can still do a lot and meet expectation.
Consultant in the College Audiology Clinic, housed by FC Special Oil, where we have a very large concentration of persons or students with hearing impairment. When these students come in and they come in for assessment, we have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 cases of those ones with hearing impairment, and at the same time different levels of visual impairment. So as a result, it is not a new thing. Way back as very many years, where we heard and read things about Ikeja, happy conditions that are the same. So when a set of persons have been identified with deaf blindness, of course, they form a cluster, because basic things required by this group of persons differ from what is required by persons with only visual impairment or hearing impairment. So definitely.
What do you intend to do with the knowledge gained so far to advance deaf-blind inclusion in the disability community and special education?
We share the gospel. We'll definitely share the gospel. Let the world know that yes, another group, another camp has been battered. Then we share the gospel. We let those that are still hiding come out to the fore and acknowledge the fact that yes, they have both deaf blindness, irrespective of the levels of each of these disabilities.
The particular one that I have been sharing a lot and for long is for example, the one that I have told people when I used to supervise the school for deaf blind in Ghana. There was this boy that I had been meeting in the classroom each time I came. Then one year I discovered he wasn't in the class.
Can you share some experience you encountered at the program and how they make you feel?
Okay, well, at the program in particular, various members from various backgrounds were there. I was excited meeting the parents in great number and children with deaf blind that are there. There are so many in number. They are human beings. And secondly, they could be educated to any level. It's just that people are ignorant of that fact. You could educate any deaf blind child to reach any level, even PhD is possible. Education. People need to be educated. Mobilization. We need to mobilize people to understand what deaf blindness is all about. In fact, I have started doing that already.
It's a lot from this conference. I've met with deaf blinds. I met with the founder of Lionheart's Ability Leaders International Foundation, Solomon Okelola, a couple of years ago. This is probably the first time I'm meeting with all the other clusters. I've worked with deaf blinds before in the person of Solomon and his cluster. I worked with the deaf. I've worked with but this is the first time I'm meeting. For me, this is like a high-level meeting of Association of Persons with Disability. Leaders at the national, at the national level, and I've seen unity. I've seen love. I've seen, I've seen that, I've seen intelligence, at work and all that. So it's beautiful to be among them and to be able to also launch this association of deaf blind.
Their eye, they can use their ear for social interaction, use their ear to communicate and all that. And on the other hand, those who are also having hearing impairment, they use their sight to visualize things around them. But when you look at individuals with deaf blindness, their cases are unique. The demand they need is over 100% of what the others could have. So to me, I'm 100% in support that there's reason for us to label. The essence of labeling is for the purpose of intervention. Students who will have good knowledge of all aspects of sign language, be it the regular sign language or the tactile sign language. And of course, we were talking about tactile braille. We have also seen how that has also been included. Deaf blind is now a course unit, so that students who are specializing in visual impairment, that is VR, and of course sign language should also be exposed to that course unit, so that they can give persons with deaf blindness a place in the society.